Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the PlayStation 2 on the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. We're also going to be playing Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold because there's only subtle differences between the two. I don't really know what they are offhand. I'm not a super fan. I just like the games. I've read what they are at one point, so really don't have to tell me. If you want to, feel free. And if you're not sure, there's a fabulous website called Wikipedia and a ton of websites with people that are terribly huge fans of this game, so they'll let you know. But we'll play both of them. I just remember one coming out on, I think Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold came out on Sega Saturn only. It might have been the PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure it was a Saturn. I don't know. Let's just start. The Saturn always had the better 2D games, although their version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, although it had some extra stuff in it, not because it could do anything special, just because it came out later. The sprites and slowdown on it were pretty bad. It doesn't make any sense. So we have a fancy opening. I just recently finished playing, not finished, but I was playing Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the Super Nintendo, and it doesn't look like this, and the sprites aren't nearly as detailed. But they did have this opening intro, and I have to say, beside the downgrade in sound and graphics, it played quite well. I was surprised, and I remember one time I saw it at a Goodwill a long time ago for like, I think it was $11. I wish I would have got it. I'm sure it's probably worth money now too, because I never saw it again. Because it came out, I believe, when the Nintendo 64 was out by then. Let's get started. This time when I play, hopefully, I can pick my controls. I hate it when people do this on videos and I'm doing the same thing. I'll try to make this as fast as I possibly can. Alright, so basically I just want L1 to be high punch, and L2 can be, I don't even give a shit. R1 should be a high kick or hard kick, whatever it's called. Alright, that's all I want. And I want my controller to vibrate, so whenever I hit someone I get slightly aroused. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so this, even though it's called Part 2, to me this feels more like a remake of the first one. It basically has the same stuff, but with some extra characters. You'll see. I didn't do this in the last video, so I shall go through every single character. They're all vibrant. Some of them are new faces, some of them are old ones. I did not press anything, but we'll play as him. Jen. Never played as him. It's gonna be awesome because I don't know anything about him. He has a very small jumping range. The graphics seem to be a little bit blended better in this one. It might just be under my imagination. This guy seems like he'd be better if he was up close to somebody. And you're not fighting some crazy guy like I am now. I was button mashing at its finest. This is an older game. I can't look at what his moves are. I'd have to go on a FAQ online to look it up. Newer fighting games these days, you can just push start and look up the move list. Usually everybody has a half circle move. this guy doesn't seem to. Please. What is this guy on freaking speed? Come on. Beating up an old man. That was by freaking... That was just straight up luck. I can't get around it. See, this isn't the jump from like Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter 3. This feels more like a remake. Street Fighter Alpha 3 though feels like a genuine sequel. We'll get to that eventually. There's Sakura. Whenever I think of the Alpha series, I always think of her, even though she wasn't even in the first one. I think out of all the characters that come out of the Alpha series, in my mind, she's probably the most popular. And it's not just because it's some girl in a little schoolgirl's outfit. I also remember her being in rival schools too, so maybe I have a soft spot for her, I don't know. I deserve all of that because I don't know what I'm doing. So used to playing the VS games that don't have that static background. They're usually polygonal. Great. We're gonna switch to gold. See what the difference is. I don't even know if you could tell. Maybe the title's different. I can't remember if this background was in the first game or not. It might be. I don't know. Well, yes, I would like to quit the game. I got this game, I think, for about 30 bucks at the time. I don't know if it's worth it now. I think it's drastically lowered in price. We'll play gold. Looks like it has few extra characters in it. Maybe that's the difference, because I see a picture of Cammy, T-Hawk I think's his name, and the Bruce Lee guy that I seem to can't remember what his name is, like Fei Long I think. I can't remember. I'm just starting to play these games now. Before I only played Street Fighter 2. So now that we have these newer consoles that have been able to play updates and remakes of games that I can play arcade perfect versions of, I've been starting to get into them more, but I'm slowly learning all this shit that people have known for, I guess, over a decade now. But I didn't really get into Street Fighter games when I was a kid. I was more of a Mortal Kombat person. Something about those digitalized sprites, I guess. Really, the gore wasn't really what lured me about Mortal Kombat. It's more the digitalized sprites that stuck in my head. That combined with the gore, I think, makes it interesting. Alright. We're gonna go to another boring thing, which I hate watching other people's videos. I know, I'm ridiculously inconsiderate. Did it remember what I pushed? No, it did not. We want this to be high kick. Or hard kick. Sorry, I'm used to playing Mortal Kombat. I want this to be hard punch. Or heavy punch. I don't know what to call it. And I want to continue to be aroused in this. Alright, let's see. That should be good. Well, let's start. Arcade. Alright, I saw these characters advertised in the picture, so maybe you gotta unlock them. I'm not sure. I'll play as Sakura. I hate always pushing the default color button. I always do that by accident. Because I always think the default colors are so ugly. And I have it in turbo. I usually don't like in turbo mode because my precious brain can't handle all the craziness. It's like trying to keep up with a flea circus if they were trying to fight each other. She has half circle moves, so I can at least do a few things. I was starting to learn her character a little bit in Street Fighter 4. I would learn her character in Street Fighter across Tekken, but on this DLC code it costs $20. And I guess I'm just stubborn to pay that much money. I will give Electronic Arts credit. I bought a used copy of Dead Space a few months ago, and it had a passcode in it that you'd have to pay $10 for if you didn't buy the game new, because the code was already used, and I refused to do it. And you could play co-op and get whatever else comes with the passcode. And they just took off all their passcodes. Now I feel bad for the people that paid $10 for it. I feel bad for me, who had to pay for the extra stuff that the people basically got for free on Battlefield 3 when they came out with the premium edition. But they made the passcodes invalid, basically, and you could get all the passcode stuff, which is a $10 value, for free. So if you're wary about getting a used Electronic Arts game thinking you need the online code, you won't have to. Now that might be a bad sign for the newer consoles, because maybe they're taking it off because you gotta pay use fee fines, but for right now it's good for this generation. And the games you previously had to pay money for, you don't. If Capcom was smart, they should do that with the DLC characters, but they won't. And even if you get like the super ultra modes that they come out with later on, a lot of times they still don't give you the DLC characters. Like, you still can play as Jill in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and that squid-like thing, I don't know what the hell it is. And there's like all these unlockable outfits. If they came out with the Ultimate version, that'd be great. That had everything. And let the people that got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, let us have the other characters that I know are on this, because if you go online and play against people, like the other, like if they pick up one of the downloadable characters, they're shown on the game, so you know it's on the disc. It's bullshit. Especially when the file size is only like a 1 megabyte long. I don't know the full story, but Dan's supposed to make fun of somebody in either Fatal Fury or King of Fighters or something. So I'm getting beat up basically by a practical joke. Really, it kind of fits my life. Oh yeah, I forgot you can charge moves on this. One of the best words of advice I ever got for playing Street Fighter games that I've taken to heart lately, as they said, to play Street Fighter 2 and slowly play like each consecutive game that came out afterwards, and you'll slowly move each little subtle thing they add to the game. And I have to say, it does help. So I started playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, then I didn't really play Alpha that much. I went straight to Street Fighter 3, which I probably should have started Alpha. But it helped when I got the 4 and then the versus games are usually simplified. Wow, those people riding those bikes are really confusing me. Finally, something static in the background. Getting my ass handed it. Sakura fights like a female Ryu. Or Ken, depending on who you like. And I'm getting cream. They showed all these extra characters. Maybe you can unlock them, but besides that, I really don't know what the difference is, unless this is just more polished. I don't know. You'd have to definitely Wikipedia it. Man, I wish I had a moves list so I didn't hop around like a fool. My thumbs are getting sore. Alright, we're gonna end it there. I think you guys got a good idea of what Street Fighter Alpha 2 and Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold is. Well, they still have the afterburner numbers. Can't get rid of those. But, yeah, I believe you guys know what this is like. I believe this game is also on the original Xbox. And then there was some Street Fighter 2 collection also on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox that had the original Street Fighter 2 games on it, and then Street Fighter 3, which I always wanted, but I haven't had a chance to get. But the only reason I would get it for Street Fighter 3, which means I should just get the HD version if I wanted to spend the money, because I'm sure it costs just as much. But I like having that physical disc, but I'm sure the HD version's better and you can play online. Not that I would, because everybody would destroy me, just like the computer is, because I don't know the moves. But that version would probably tell you the moves. So, you know, you have to weigh it up. You have to weigh the pros and cons. Sorry, I'm tired. Thank you for watching. This was Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold on the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology on the PlayStation 2, also available on the Xbox. I probably said that before, but you know, getting it twice is, you're getting more for the price of one, I guess. I don't know. Alright guys, take care, bye.